With blood and rage of crimson red, ripped from a corpse so freshly dead, together with our hellish hate, we'll burn you all. That is your fate.
This is Red Lantern Russell from
Tomes of Evil,
and you're listening to Sector 2814, a Green Lantern podcast.
Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to make sure you know all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on all new episodes of Wade's World, Boob Windows and Long Boxes, our Hard R movie reviews, and so much more, all completely uncensored. Access starts for as little as $1 a month, full videos when you pledge $3 a month. Check us out at the link in all of our show notes, or just go straight to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast.
In brightest day,
in blackest nights,
No evil shall escape my sight.
but those who worship evil's might.
beware my power.
Green Lantern's light. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Sector 2814, the Green Lantern podcast. I am Phil, joining me as always, Master of the Four it is,
I'm Will, hey everyone.
and Master of the Hard Rock Cafe it is.
This is Matt. How's everybody feeling tonight? Good. What's up, Pittsburgh? What's up, Arkansas? Let me hear you. I have guitars behind me if you're listening to just the audio version or confused. I'm acting like a rock star. Phil lives in Pittsburgh. Will lives in Arkansas. So.
That's right.
And that was fast. It's worked very hard to get rid of that accent.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, so before we dive into these issues, like I was just telling Will, Stargirl Season 2 premiered tonight, and in like the last 5 minutes, Jade, this daughter of Alan Scott, showed up to like reclaim his lantern, so.
Oh.
Nice.
He was wearing a ring, so I assume it was his, but so I guess it's not internal like in the comics, but yes.
Interesting.
I'll have to let Stace know. She does like Stargirl, so that's something that we'll have to throw back on the watch list.
Yep, but like I just told you, yeah, then Lois and Clark's or Superman and Lois is back on tonight for, you know, this week, and next week's the finale already. Boy, for like, I think that what they do, 15 episodes, they took a couple of breaks. Well, I know they took one long break, I think, because of COVID, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it's been a good. I've enjoyed it. I feel like it's the best of the DC shows right now.
What, Superman?
Yeah.
Yeah, that and Stargirl's been pretty good. Oh, do you see, I guess, Jay Garrick's going to, is it episode 3 of Stargirl maybe this season? One of the episodes.
Are they gonna...
Yeah, it's John Wesley Shipp, yeah, so, yeah.
Nice.
So I wonder if that's going to be, like, the first, like, crossover with Stargirl and everyone else.
Yeah, because during Crisis, she was on her own Earth, wasn't she?
Yeah, they really didn't. They didn't do anything, and they just showed at the very end. It's like, oh yeah, look,
at the very end, yeah. We got these people and these people and these people, yeah.
Yeah, because they showed her. Oh, the Titan season 3 starts on Thursday.
You know, I just couldn't get into it. It was just so unbelievably violent, you know, and I don't know. It wasn't for me. I mean, I get that people like it, and that's perfectly fine. It didn't click with me.
Just some of the writing, yeah. And then first episode of What If drops tomorrow.
Well, that's right. Yeah, we'll have to watch that.
I believe it's
tonight at 3 a.m. Eastern or West Coast time. Yeah.
Probably.
Is that how they do it?
Yeah, I don't know when they drop it, but yeah, I think the first one is that whole you know, what if Peggy Carter got the super soldier serum and stuff.
Interesting.
So it'd be interesting to see what they do with animation, because they can pretty much do anything.
And they're doing
it's all animated, huh? Yeah, I forgot about that aspect.
And they're doing the Hawkeye show drops November, right?
Yeah. Like,
is there anything in October?
I don't think so.
What if probably runs through September? There's like 6 episodes?
No. Here, let me look this up. But I thought it was getting more than 6. Here we go. What if? It looks like maybe 9 episodes for What If.
Then that would run it into September, and then or October. Yeah, that'd run it into October, and then November Hawkeye. So
Yeah.
regular Marvel fix, right?
Yep. Let's see if
I did finish watching Loki. I have not watched I have not watched Black Widow, but you know.
Did you like Loki?
Yeah, I did. I mean, it was. I kind of figured, because I was so behind, so I watched the last 2 episodes, and then, I think like halfway through the last episode, I was like, wait, is this the last one or the second to last one? And then, the end credits, the after credits little blip, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. But, yeah. They didn't outwardly say, spoiler alert, who the big man in charge was, but him referring to himself as, some have referred to him as a conqueror and all that. Yeah.
He Who Remains, is that how they?
Yeah. Right.
Well, yeah, He Who Remains in the comics wasn't he like the last guy alive from the TVA, and then he kind of created the Time Keepers, and then they created the TVA. It was like wasn't a whole like vicious cycle?
Yeah, it's been so long since I've read those. Yeah. I don't remember exactly how, but anytime you're talking Timekeepers, we know who's involved with the Timekeepers.
Yeah. And Kang always has like 20 different variants. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they did like jam a lot of things in the last 2 episodes. They put some character twists and turns, and it's almost like Loki is a one person. Will he? Won't they? Will he be good? Will he revert to Loki? What's going on? So.
Well, I get with people too, like who don't read comics. It's like that last episode. It's like, what is this?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was. I thought it was structured better than Captain Winter Soldier. Each episode seemed to have a structure of its own, whereas to me, Captain Winter Soldier just seemed like one big, 6-hour thing that they decided to chop up at various points, throughout. And I don't know. You got to admit, Tom Hiddleston is just fun to watch, right?
I just love that he fell in love with himself, basically a version of himself.
Yeah.
Which is so on brand, right?
I know. It's like that Seinfeld episode. I've been waiting for myself to come sweep me off my feet. But yeah, I'm looking. I don't see any Marvel stuff between What If and Hawkeye. And it's like 106 days until Hawkeye. I thought maybe that Book of Boba Fett came out in between, but that's not till December. It's saying.
And wasn't there some She-Hulk news too? Did somebody join the cast of She-Hulk?
Yeah. Jamil. Yeah, is going to be Titania. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Mm-hmm. Very cool.
So, yeah, I can't wait for that.
And I saw something, I think, Dan Slott posted that the cat was out of the bag, that She-Hulk's going to be coming back to Fantastic Four since he's writing Fantastic Four as a lawyer.
Oh, really? What, is their lawyer?
Yeah, I think so. Because she's not very lawyerly, I think, at this point. I'm way behind on Immortal Hulk, so and I haven't been reading Avengers in a long time. So.
Well, yeah, she's kind of been more like Hulk smash type of Hulk, recently.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll see. Yeah, Immortal Hulk, they're taking a month off, but then the last 50 is going to be coming up in is that October? That's going to be the last one from Al Ewing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a spin-off series or something?
Well, I know there's like a Gamma Flight miniseries right now. I don't know if they're spinning anything else off, but
okay.
Yeah, and then I forget who they said's doing Hulk. Oh, I think who's doing Hulk next? I forget.
Well, talk about making your mark on the Hulk.
I know.
It's been pretty awesome. I need to catch up on reading it.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, all this stuff's coming back. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shang-Chi movie in September.
That's right. I wonder if we'll have Open theaters in September.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I know. Well, they're gonna have to either do that or do Disney Plus because Shang-Chi in September, one's Eternals in November, I think, and then Spider-Man's in December.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Spider-Man Steel Home.
Home on the Range.
Home Alone.
Lost in New York.
Ah. All right. So should we get to these 3 issues tonight?
You bet.
All right. So we got Green Lantern 40, 41, and 42 with guest stars galore. All right. So Green Lantern number 40. May 1993. Writer, he who will not be named. Penciler, Claude St. Aubin. So, guess we get a guest penciler. Inker Romeo Tangle. Colorist Anthony Tullen. Letterer Albert de Guzman. Editors Kevin Dooley and Eddie Berganza. In A Flash of Evil. Kind of on the nose. Green Lantern arrives in Central City to see his old friend Barry Allen. The recently resurrected Flash being attacked by a Dark Star. The Dark Star claims to be part of an intergalactic police force, similar to the Green Lantern Corps, in that Barry's actions threaten the safety of the planet Earth. Hal is disbelieving and attacks, but their tussle gives Flash the opportunity to escape. Before Hal can pursue or find out why Barry seems to be attacking Central City, because he's really Eobard fond, he receives a transmission on his Green Lantern ring from Carol Ferris, having set it up to spy on her to make sure she didn't become Star Sapphire again.
That's not creepy at all.
Ew. Your hero will.
I blame the writing.
Yeah, I feel like there's got to be something in OA protocol in the HR department that would frown on that. But.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, if nothing else, couldn't you set it up the ring to be like, hey, alert me if she does become Star Sapphire? Otherwise, I don't need to know nothing.
Yeah, like a Google alert or something.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Your ex-girlfriend is going psycho again.
And then you get a million of those messages over and over again.
Yeah, I'd be like, which one?
Yeah.
Recently, she had been showing signs of losing her self-control, but he had been called away to look into Barry's reappearance. Hal manages to find Barry before the Dark Star does, hoping to talk some reason to him. Barry heads into the Flash Museum, where when Hal gets inside, he finds all of its patrons and Dexter, the curator, filing out after Barry had apparently threatened them with death. Yeah, well, that's the big one.
They got their money's worth at the museum that day.
Oh,
they got to be a part of history in the making.
You want to see some super speed? I'll show you super speed.
Yeah.
Barry?
I'm very fascinated, just on a little side note, about the existence of the Flash Museum. And like there's a sign that says it was renovated in 1992 and paid for by the citizens. I mean, all right, yeah, they're grateful he's saved the city a bunch of times, but they just have to go like pay tribute to exhibits of his villains and the motley crew of people he's dusted up with in the past. I don't know. It seems interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, think about it, Conan. You put a couple ones or a 5 in a box, and you get to go look at like supervillain weapons and stuff. It's
Yeah. No, it is cool, but then you'd be like, oh yeah, there's these people that almost killed me and destroyed our blocks. Like they're destroying the city fighting here, but we're paying for the museum. I don't know. I'm not trying to start a communist revolution in Central City, but just I like to think about the behind the scenes aspects of things.
A cosmic treadmill? Come on.
Yeah.
Barry confronts Hal, claiming that Central City has abandoned his memory. Despite the museum, Hal hopes to resolve things without a fight, but it becomes all too clear that Barry is trying to kill him. And again, it's not Barry, it's Eobard. Alright, spoilers. Did we ever fully explain this?
Nope, go for it, man.
Eobard Thawne in the future was a big fan of Barry. He read like his whole life story, so that's why he has the memories. But then The very first time he attempted to come back to meet his hero, he got like, I don't know, the time machine messed up or something, and it deposited him with no memory except for Barry Allen's memories in 1992. So that's right, kids. The Reverse Flash fought Wally West before he ever encountered Barry Allen. Although he never remembers.
Yeah.
And you might be saying, where's Wally this issue? Well, he's like hiding out all depressed because he thinks his hero, Perry, tried to kill him, or leave him for dead. Hal attempts to pin his friend against a wall, but forgets that Barry can vibrate through walls. Barry escapes in the Rogue's weapons room, where he uses each of their weapons against Hal, culminating in a poison gas top from the Top's arsenal. Okay, Conan, I might see your point here. Unfortunately, Hal realizes that Dexter is still in the building, who believes that if the museum dies, so must he. Hal gives him Mr. Element's gas mask. Talking about the captain going down with the ship. Hal struggles to keep up with Barry's flurry of attacks and abilities until the Darkstar catches up to them. Once again, Hal attempts to keep the Darkstar from apprehending Barry, but then allows his apparently berserk friend to escape. As Flash zooms out of the building, Darkstar follows, sending a tremendous blast after him. Hal sees the crater and, finding no body, assumes that Darkstar has killed Barry. Sure. The Darkstar denies it, but their altercation is interrupted by another transmission showing that Carol has become possessed by something sinister. Hal tells the Darkstar to leave, but he demands answers to questions about the mosaic on Oa. Hal refuses to give answers, and the Darkstar flies off, vowing to get the better of these uncooperative Green Lanterns. Meanwhile, Flash rises from beneath a pile of rocks in the crater, having tricked his pursuers into thinking he was killed. Hal returns the Ferris aircraft to check on Carol. She begs him to remove the entity from inside of her, knowing it will put more blood on her hands. She warns that it is not Star Sapphire inside her, but then the Predator springs loose.
Yeah.
So, stuff happened this issue.
We contain multitudes.
So, what did we... So, alright, Matt Conan, what did you think? I'm sure this is probably your first time reading this.
Yeah, it was my first time reading this. I read The Flash like a little bit, kind of. I feel like maybe during this era, maybe a few years later, I kind of got back into it. And I remember, like, he had some cool villains, but seeing the museum, there's definitely some weird villains and some I'd never heard of. And then seeing the Predator, I'm like, oh man, is it just like a DC thing? I feel like the disparity between cool villains in DC and Marvel, there's like a pretty big gap. I don't know. Well, maybe I'm just judging some of the villains by their names. I don't know. But and then seeing the Predator, aka more roundy, evil Darkhawk, maybe kind of. I don't know. Sometimes there's like last page, last frame. You're like, oh, I got to see what this is going on. Then I was like, all right, maybe I'll take the next issue off. I don't know.
Darkhawk.
You mentioned Darkhawk. We need the drop. We need the drop, man.
The yin to Darkhawk's yang.
There we go.
I was getting there, yes. But yeah, those Flash villains, those were like Barry's villains. Because it's so funny, because like when they decided to end Barry's series, just coincidentally, when Barry's series ended, it's like most of his enemies decided to retire. But eventually,
yeah, and he had. A lot of his villains are very Silver Agey, kind of
right, yeah,
and then they, I get a little confused with the time travel for the Reverse Flash because, spoilers, Barry supposedly killed him, which led to the trial of the Flash, which led to the cancellation of the book, and then him ultimately dying in Crisis. Is that right?
I don't know if the death was the reason they canceled it, but yeah, that's kind of what. Yeah, the trial was basically the last thing before they canceled the book. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird because it's like I think that even came up in the trial. They're like, oh, can we convict the man for killing someone who, died, hundreds of years before his birth?
Yeah. How does that work?
But it was self-defense. He was trying to, he just
Save virus.
he put him in a chokehold. He ran into my arm. But yeah, and then for those, this issue takes place between Flash 76 and 77. So, but yeah,
I remember enjoying the storyline over in Flash. I mean, Mark Waid was writing it. The art was nice. It was a good story. I feel like this, again, we're getting so bogged down in the continuity. I mean, this should be continuity porn, right? This should be something that I would be really, really into.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just doesn't seem to work. Hasn't seemed to work for, issue after issue of this stuff, at least for me.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, again, that's why we ultimately get Emerald Twilight, is because they said the sales on the book weren't good. Maybe they were trying to tie this into the Flash to try to, get some Flash readers over here.
Potentially, yeah.
And then the Dark Stars, who we'll see again in Trinity in like 2 episodes. So, I was about to say controlled by the controllers.
And we see Controller Mu in the Green Lantern, or Controller Mu.
Oh yeah, they basically evolved from the same alien race as the Guardians did. Yeah. The Dark Stars are weird. Instead of rings, they just have like those like armor
suit things. Yeah.
Well, I guess it works.
Whatever works.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the artwork and everything was cool. It's just
we got
there's a lot of gears pumping.
I mean, like I said, the art wasn't bad. It was like a guest penciler, but we also got Joe Felice as a verdant nod to Joe Felice again.
Yeah.
Yes.
So was the workload getting too much for He Who Will Not Be Named, or?
I guess I don't know.
In his personal life.
This is. I mean, we know ultimately that he gets removed from the book, and I'm pretty sure it's not all peaches and cream at that point. So maybe this was the start of that. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, because I was going to say, I mean, Emerald Twilight starts in 48, so I mean. Reading through these, we'll try to have to see if we can see where the writing was on the wall, maybe.
Yeah. That's just 5 months from now. in the comic, not for us. We'll get there much sooner than 5 months.
I was working ahead since we're going in order, and I was like, just like throwing it, trying to figure out, when we were going to do what issues next year and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, William. Because we'll hit episode 100 next year. Here, let me double check this. And if we follow along, oh no, never mind. Oh no, no, I thought it was 100, but no, it's episode 98. Will be Green Lantern Rebirth.
What?
Yeah, man, there's a lot of Kal Rayner between here and there.
I know, but that's only
51 to 181.
Yeah, I guess we're doing 4 issues at a chunk, or so
some are 2,
some are not. Yeah,
there's one episode where like I'm not going to do all the JLA issues, but I did throw like the first arc of JLA in there. So,
and that has the
White Martians,
the White Martians, and the Grant Morrison Superman quote. The most dangerous man on the planet.
Oh yeah. Every superpowered member gets taken down, but Batman's the one that
they can't. Yeah, exactly.
Everyone loves the Batman.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Well, some people do.
I love Batman.
Stay tuned. All right.
So was this the issue? Because they all three kind of run together for me. This is where the Dark Star mentioned Mosaic, right?
Yeah.
He did. Okay, yeah. So we're going to be finishing up Mosaic fairly soon, right?
Yeah, right. Like right before Emerald Twilight. Yeah, I got an episode. We'll do like the last 3 on Mosaic, and then some of the last Guy Gardners before then. So.
Gotcha.
But it's all Hal until then. All right.
Woohoo! But it's not awesome how.
No, I know. All right, let's get to the next one. Green Lantern 41 from June 1993. Looks like the same team, except we got Mark Bright back on pencils. Oh, Lord. And the title, Predators and Prey. Oh, Lord. Okay, here's the synopsis for this one. The Predator emerges from Green... Wait. It says the Predator emerges from Green Lantern, but that's not right. The Predator emerges from Carol and fights Green Lantern. After running out of power, he takes over Arisia and challenges Green Lantern to a rematch. That's the synopsis. Not even mentioning the last page of that. I mean, look at these issues. Last page of the first one, there's Predator. Last page of the second one, Deathstroke.
Right.
We have a Terminator and a Predator.
Predator. I told you, Terminator versus Predator.
We just need an alien, and we've got 3 really big franchises right there, right?
Boy, they're trying to pull out everything. Yeah, we can go into more detail on this, but again, Matt Kona, what did you think about Darkhawk Light?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a decent action fight in the beginning with kind of an abrupt end with him just running into a portal. I do like that he was able to. I'm still not sure exactly how he found the home where Arisia was playing house and playing Green Lantern dolls to storm in and take her over, but I don't know. I know nothing about this Predator guy, but if he's anything like the Predator from the movies, he's an adept hunter, so I guess he could find the natural habitat of who he's trying to prey on, I guess. And then, they had a little bit of a flashback fight, so you get to see that in the comic book style sepia tones. So that was interesting. You see Hal trying to manage his crumbling social life, where he's kind of worked against his best interest in terms of who is right for him in previous issues, and then the business relationship is throwing things off and keeps making wrong decisions or whatever. But when they do have the rematch, I do like the I don't want to say cosmic things that he makes, but the concoctions, the armor and things like that. And I do like Deathstroke, so this works kind of the opposite effect of the final page of the last one, where seeing more of this roundy Darkhawk didn't really make me want to get the next issue, but I do like what the final page of this issue has to offer, rather.
With like that, that 4-barreled bazooka or whatever it is.
You're next.
So, Will, what you think?
I don't know. I mentioned it earlier. It just seems like it's so bogged down in everything that's come before that. I mean, this is Green Lantern. He's having a hard time with Deathstroke. He's having a hard time with Predator. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they don't want, you bring in a villain, you don't want them wrapping it up in like one page. This isn't like Quasar and Venom, but
Yeah. But, and I know they want to make it because Deathstroke had his own book at the time, right? So they wanted to make it a fight.
And he was popular, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Green Lantern's a whole nother level, right? It's
a different weight class, yeah.
Yeah, I like Deathstroke a lot. You read the original, New Teen Titans run by Wolfman Perez. It's an awesome book, partly because of, Slade Wilson, but
you don't see a lot of Daredevil versus Galactus comics.
Yeah. So. Well, there was that Aunt May, what if it, where she fought Galactus.
With the Twinkies.
Twinkies. I don't know. I think this showcases some of the worst tendencies of this writer.
Yeah. Is this why we were hemorrhaging readers?
Probably.
But hey, what did you think this 2-page splash, man? We got 6 editor's notes.
Wow.
I do love those editor's notes.
On 2 pages, 6 editor's notes.
That's cool. I'm down with that.
Yeah, the last time Eclipso, I think, showed up in Green Lantern 186 and 187, and then 191 when, you know, it seemed like the Predator was Carol's masculine side.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we have to mention Action 601.
Because Katmatui.
Yep. Because that's the only thing that happened in Action Comics, kids. For Green Lantern, anyway. But yeah, so did he just like fly by Tom's house, you know, it's like, oh, I'm going to leave Carol here. Oh, wait, I can't, you know, just so we can get Arisia into the story?
Yeah, I guess.
Because again, it's like, it was like, again, it's like, oh, I'm going to leave indecision. Oh, wait, I'm going to leave her here. Oh, no, I'm not. He's still rocking that oregano.
You got it.
But yeah, I do like that armor. He even puts the G on his helmet.
Yeah, he's all about branding when he's on the fly mid-battle fighting, you know.
But yeah, kids, he's fighting. He has to fight Arisia. The Predator possesses Arisia. Toshi again gets like a bazooka shot in the back from Terminator. Deathstroke. So well, you're just like, oh my god, what is this?
It happened, and okay, it happened.
All right, should we get to 42 so we can get Kona some more Deathstroke?
That's right. Let's do it.
All right, Green Lantern 42, June 1993. Same team as last time. Death times 2. Ooh, death by math. Oh my god, the synopses keep getting shorter. Deathstroke is hired by a mysterious client to protect Carol Ferris from the Predator.
Yeah, that sums it up, doesn't it?
I know. And we'll get to that mysterious client in issue 47. In a few weeks here. So I wonder if he was always going to do that in issue 47, like reveal all that stuff, or is it just, oh, Emerald Twilight's here, we're going to wrap up.
No, I think that was probably the, and I have no knowledge. This is just me guessing. I think that was the original 47.
Okay.
That they had planned. I mean, it just kind of feels like Jones finally getting to the place he wanted to get to. But wow,
yeah.
I mean, to ask your readers to wait, almost 4 years.
Exactly. And look at this cover. Doesn't it look like Hal got kicked in the junk or something?
Yeah.
Great in the power battery.
Deathstroke is a villain, okay?
He's not a nice man. Oh, but that first page, man, now he's got a rifle on Green Lantern, or it looks like it's an assault rifle. He's like, I got a gold bullet for you. Oh.
Yeah. Well, James Bond undertones.
Oh, hey,
the man with the golden gun.
I forgot. Did anyone watch Suicide Squad?
Oh,
I have not seen it yet.
No.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's better than the first one.
Yeah. Were there any cast crossovers, similarities in the first one, or no?
Well, of course, Harley Quinn's in it again.
Yeah, it's a different actress, right? It's the same one that was in the Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's Margot Robbie still. Yeah. Captain Boomerang's in it for a while. I'm trying to remember who else. Oh, Rick Flag's in it still. Amanda Waller, of course. Yeah, there's some from the first movie.
You watched it at home, or
I watched it at home. Yeah, I watched it at home.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's decent. I mean, Idris Elba's pretty good, and
John Cena.
John Cena, yeah. Oh my god.
From Western Massachusetts, Massachusetts, West Newbury, Massachusetts.
And a giant talking shark. and Starro.
Yes. I am going to have to watch it. It's got freaking Starro.
You do have to watch it at the end, man. Just this giant starfish walking over a city. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I got the face hugging and everything, Will.
Awesome. Well, I've got to see this now.
Anyway, so Hal Jordan's getting threatened by the gold bullet, and then gets clawed from behind. I love the Predator. You're worried about a little human? So while Hal's down, where's Deathstroke? Goes back to the cabin where Carol's at. She's gone. And of course, Hal, what's going on? I thought she was manifesting Star Sapphire, but no, now it's the Predator. But now he's possessed poor Aricia. I love how he's worried about her now. It's like, he's been ignoring her for how long?
Yeah.
Oh, oregano.
Yeah.
And again, Deathstroke's a mercenary. Who could have hired him?
Dun, dun, dun.
So yeah, Deathstroke does have Carol and takes her to his plane, which it looks like he stole from the X-Men. Man, kind of carrying her kind of awkwardly. Page 4, man. It's just... and then, of course, editor's note, because he's talking about Deathstroke the Terminator 19 through 25. After they mess in Quark. Is that when was he fighting Cheshire or somebody and like country got nuked or something? It's been a while.
It has.
And then we get the flashback of him like talking to a leg, so that must be his employer. What do you want me to do, Mr. Light? I guess the lead was Olivia Reynolds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he mentions that she, Jordan like cracked up his plane and
yeah,
to the hospital or something. Yeah.
Last episode, oregano. Yeah, that because they were supposed to fly into his trap and they never showed up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when his employer called him. Drop what you're doing. Carol Ferris has been taken to Idaho. He did. My employer didn't say how he knew where they were. Just that he.
Which does bring up an interesting question: how? But whatever.
Yeah, I know. I don't think they ever explain how they knew that. I always pack a few non-corrosive gold bullets for special conditions. Who's a gold bullet going to work on besides Green Lantern?
yeah, I don't know.
Oh my god, that'd be funny if he has like a wood bullet for like Alan Scott. I mean, kryptonite bullets. I mean, Bloodsport used one on Superman once, so.
That's right. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility.
So I think that was one of the earlier stories. Is like all the superheroes, like the Justice League, was trying to bring in Deathstroke, and he kept evading everyone until like Superman stepped in and brought him in.
Yeah, it was that. Yeah, I read that Deathstroke series when it was coming out, but I don't remember much of what happened in it. It might be worth revisiting one of these days.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's got some great Mike Zeck covers, I believe. First series.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe in the winter when we do some stuff for Patreon, like we were talking about annuals, maybe we'll just do whatever. I mean, we could even just touch... I mean, there's so much 90s stuff we could do. Deathstroke, Darkhawk, and I mean, even other stuff that doesn't start with a D.
Death's Head.
Oh. Death's Head, you say?
Yeah.
We got a couple pencilers on this. It looks like Scott Collins and Empty Break. I was gonna say the art looks a little different, but I like it.
Oh, yeah, and Scott Collins would go on to do The Flash, I think, with Jeff Johns.
Yeah,
right? Wasn't he? Yeah. And then some Avengers series too, I think, after his run on The Flash. That was.
Yeah. Then Hal finds the plane and starts attacking it, but
I'm gonna steal a playbook from my favorite guy here, but why didn't he just bubble up the plane? Just bubble it out.
Yeah.
Quasar.
Deathstroke would have jumped out of the plane and landed in the bottom of the bubble. There you go.
Quasar would have.
Yeah, exactly.
Although the bubble might not have last long, because as we see after Deathstroke's out of the plane, he uses yellow chlorine gas on Hal.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And as the editor's note tells us, this isn't the first time he's used that trick on Hal, and he still falls for it. Then the Predator finds Carol, and we see Aricia fighting, I guess, Predator in her head.
Yeah, I did like that. aspect of it. See the literal internal struggle.
I know, man. It looks like a cover of Heavy Metal in there. But yeah, I guess Predator's saying how he's manipulating Carol and Star Sapphire. Possessing her, I guided her hands and killing a green lantern. Man, everyone wants credit for Kat Matui, man. Star Sapphire, Predator. Was this them kind of trying to say, yeah, maybe the Green Lantern shouldn't hate Star Sapphire so much?
I feel like it was,
instead of
like it was them, the writer. I feel like the writer was saying this wasn't really Carol, this was somebody else.
Well, I thought that was Star Sapphire, but I guess maybe they were like, oh, we don't want them to be having this blood feud with Star Sapphire, so we'll just
it was two removed, right? Carol didn't kill her. Sapphire was the one that killed Katma, but only at the behest of the Predator, who was controlling Star Sapphire, who was controlling Carol.
Exactly.
Wow, my head hurts.
I possessed the being that was possessing Carol and used them both to kill Katma.
Why?
Boy, Jones, boy. They're going to kick you off this book, huh?
And I think it all pretty much after Infinite Crisis is no longer.
Yeah, I don't know if that's even
continuity anymore.
Well, I think they do sometimes still reference Kat Matui's death, don't they?
I think so.
Once in a blue,
but I don't think. I don't think they reference
Predator,
or even like.
I don't know if they even
the big reveal at the end. The big reveal at the end. I was doing some research on it. Let's get to the reveal at the end, and I'll talk. Okay. We can talk about that. Spoilers: there's a big reveal at the end.
Oh Lord! And then I guess Deathstroke must have kicked Hal's butt because now ahead of their time, kids. Terminator versus Predator. I mean, it's good art for the fight, but. Oh, and speaking of getting kicked in the power battery.
That is an excellent euphemism. Very good. Bravo. Kicked in the power battery.
And then, what does Hal want to send Carol away? She's like, don't waste your energy sending me away.
Blows it again.
But then Hal comes after Predator. Why don't you put your powers where your mouth is?
Yeah, Predator he is a bit of a chatty Cathy when it comes to smack talk during a fight. And he seems to have gotten criticized in all of his fights for talking too much, which I guess we can see.
I guess he can manipulate the ring energy because he's like, I possess mind's Green Lantern. What else is this ring power of yours but a projection of your mind?
I thought it was his willpower, but whatever.
And then as Predator leaps at Hal, we see Star Sapphire. What? Or some of her. Some of her is obscured.
Yes, indeed.
So while Hal and Star Sapphire are fighting Predator on the outside, Aricia is taking the fight inside to the mind. Let me out, Predator. I'm a Green Lantern. I lost my will for a long time, but I'm finding it again. And the Predator. Once the Predator is caught in mind, Hal, Predator pays the price as he blasts him. And frees Aricia. So I guess is Aricia's mind back to normal, or?
Seems that way at the end of the issue, right?
Yeah. And then Aricia turns around and is like, then it's true, the Predator's secret. Because yes,
dun, dun, dun.
Yes, kids, yeah, Star Sapphire is pregnant with Predator's child.
But Carol is not pregnant.
No.
It's some kind of weird thing going on there.
Interesting. So does that mean when a baby is born, it will be a child predator?
Maybe. Okay, it says here that after Coast City, Carol's going to make a decision. Blah, I won't ruin that. However, Carol would not be gone from the world of superheroism for long. She became the administrator of Extreme Justice's Mount Thunder facility. I never read Extreme Justice. So
I read some of that. Yeah, it's a Justice League spinoff. Yeah, before the Grant Morrison stuff. Yeah.
Her time with the team came with the revelation that she was pregnant, despite not having sex, and the realization that the child was the unborn life essence of the child conceived when the Predator entity raped. Why did they have to do that? Raped the first Star Sapphire. Furthermore, it was revealed that the Star Sapphire was not Carol transformed as had been previously believed, but some sort of energy-based being who inhabited Carol's body. Shortly after giving birth to their child, Neron appeared and offered to purge her of these two entities. Carol agreed and then watched as the new, now separate entities, Predator and the Star Sapphire, were killed by Neron, who departed with their baby in his arms. Ultimately, though, the events of Infinite Crisis effectively wiped out the above-mentioned stories. Blackest Night #1, coming up after episode 100, probably 120s maybe, established that in an untold story, Carol became free of the Star Sapphire persona sometime before Katmatui's death. However, the Star Sapphire had found a new, unnamed host, and that it was the new Star Sapphire that murdered Katmatui. Furthermore, much of the Predator's backstory was changed as the Predator was reintroduced as one of the manifestations of the emotional spectrum, the living embodiment of love. The entity was held by the Zamarans on their homeworld until freed during Sinestro's liberation of his Yellow Lanterns during the 2009-2010 Blackest Night storyline.
So somebody retconned it, so Carol had was in no way, shape, or form responsible for Katmatui's death at all. Oh wait,
got it.
And so in the 90s, so she made a deal with Neuron, who's basically DC's Mephisto, to like get rid of Star Sapphire and the Predator and just let Neuron take the kid.
But then I think she was assured that the kid was just some soulless thing that was going to die soon anyway.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my god, was that part of Underworld Unleashed, which we'll get there?
Probably.
Where in exchange for their souls, Neuron offered supervillains like enhanced powers.
Yeah, and I think because that was a Mark Waid story, and I think he fairly soon after the story regretted killing a lot of those villains because he effectively started bringing them back.
Oh yeah, especially like the Flash ones. Yeah. The best deal though was Lex Luthor was dying in a clone body, and Neuron's like, I can give you like a perfectly healthy body back. He's like, yeah, you just got to give me your soul. And Lex is like, I don't believe in that stuff. Yeah, go ahead, do it. And then it comes back all bald again. He's like, oh, I should have made a deal for hair too.
Yeah, damn it.
He said something. He's like, man, I should have. So yes, we see Star Sapphire. Well, for now, is pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And then Deathstroke has a gun on them, and then his employer says, I didn't tell you to mess with Green Lantern. How was I to know you'd go up against Green Lantern?
I don't know, because,
Wait a minute. In 47, doesn't the Mastermind know how's Green Lantern?
I don't remember. I'll have to read that one again.
Again, I'm telling you, that was a rush job that, let's tie that up.
Tie that up and move on.
I guess tells him just to wait, and he's like, wait here, like a good little lapdog, till the money decides how to use me? Like hell. So he just leaves.
Stick it to the man, Deathstroke. Stick it to the man.
Jumps on his G.I. Joe jetpack and gets out of there. And then I guess everyone thinks the Predator is dead, but they see him take over some kid in front of a comic book store.
Yeah.
Some kid who's being bullied.
Yes. New comics were ruined. What an outrage. That's going to make comic book readers want to read the next issue. See?
Hey,
anti-comic bullies avenged.
You made me drop my Superman 75 in the puddle.
No!
My Batman 497 where he gets his back broken. All right, Matt Kona, you got your Deathstroke. What did you think?
Well, I mean, I did like the Deathstroke that we got. I mean, he did a little interesting that he kind of pulls back and gets defeated kind of easily when he does go head to head with Sapphire. But yeah, I don't know. The confusion aspects, and they just keep adding more and more. It makes me dizzy. Like I have to go back and reread it and see if I got everything straight. But in terms of if this is just like a random issue that I picked up and hadn't read the lead up to it, I don't know. I would still enjoy the Deathstroke aspect to it, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, I'm the least versed of the three of us. You guys are much more knowledgeable to me about than everything that's going on. So I'm just trying to enjoy it for what it is. It's like watching a movie with the subtitles, and you look away for a few minutes, or you're eating a snack or trying to make a sandwich or something. So you can't just you don't have as firm a grip on the understanding of everything that's going on. So I did feel like that at times in this.
Yeah, I mean, I think Matt has a good point. Well, it's like, in 93, I mean, they're looking for more readers for this book. I mean, do we really need to be getting into all this backstory and, dropping all these editor's notes? And, it's like, hey, kids, did you read the story from like 10 years ago?
Or the one from 20 or 30 years ago?
Yeah.
That we referenced last time?
I know.
I mean, yeah.
That are hard to get in a non-internet time unless you...
Exactly.
Especially for... someone's showing up just like a buck an issue,
Because again, it's like that story in the last issue that that 186 and 187. That was like what, like 1983 or 84. It's like, okay, yeah, like 10 years ago. It's like,
no, I mean, and what? Green Lantern's a space cop, right?
Yeah.
We haven't seen. I mean, we don't know. I mean, he's a superhero. He's in Justice League Europe, but this is. I don't know, the scope just seems really small.
I mean, yeah, again, they could have had their cake and eat it too. Hal's in Justice League Europe. They could have him on Earth in Justice League Europe. They could have him in space in this book. And if you want like a monthly, Green Lantern type on Earth, you have Guy Gardner at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just didn't make a lot of sense the way they staged everything, I guess, because this book should be, I think probably at this point I was potentially a little disappointed on a month-to-month basis.
I mean, a lot of these, especially, is Jones just like, oh hey, the last guys didn't like fully explain the Predator. Let me fully explain what was going on with the Predator,
or just leave it alone if you don't need it. I mean, what Kurt Busiek says about continuity. If you're not going to be using it, just don't refer to it.
Yeah,
and then you don't have to worry about it.
Use it to enhance a story. Don't wrap a whole story around it.
Exactly.
Hey, they forgot. Remember the oregano from 30 years ago? Let's bring that back.
Yeah, let's bring that back. Yeah, because totally. We've been waiting for that to be explained. No, nobody was waiting for that to be explained.
I mean, it almost seemed like he was showing off, like, "Oh, hey, look, I've read every Green Lantern ever. Here, let me prove it to you."
Mm-hmm. I mean, and there's a difference between mining previous stories for gold and just trying to continue previous stories. I think or I don't know, that maybe not be a good distinction, but I mean, if you look what Jeff Johns did, he found a lot of really good stuff that he just took from the previous stories and used that to build. Something pretty amazing. This seemed to be like, oh, I want to explain this minor thing that I didn't understand, or I want to explain this minor thing, or I want to explain that. You can use stories to explain, but there also has to be some interest, right? You have to generate some interest.
And every so often, but it seems like Jones is doing it like every month now. Because remember 37, the Super Bowl issue, it's that demon that Guy Gardner encountered when he was in a coma.
Yeah.
And then we had 2 issues of oregano. And then it's like issue 40, hey, let me show you my knowledge of the Flash. And oh, hey, this thing's going on in the Flash right now. Let's cross over with that. And then it's like 2 issues of the Predator.
And Star Sapphire, yeah.
And then next issue, next week, the return of Itty.
Yes.
Idiot, yes.
The most
I
ironic.
don't know who Itty is, but
Trust me, it's an ironic nickname.
Yeah.
Now how they call the 6'8" guy tiny? Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, it's something along those lines.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Hal loses something precious next issue too.
I don't remember what that is.
Is it his business venture with his ex-girlfriend he keeps blowing it with?
Nope. I used the words in this episode, so not as a euphemism, but
Okay.
keep your eye on that power battery, kids.
Oh yeah, that does play into something coming up, doesn't it?
All right, so we done here?
I think so.
All right, so yeah. Here, let me double check the schedule here. But yeah, pretty sure I know it's next week. But I know Green Lantern 43 with 80 and something with the power battery. Yeah, I was right. Green Lantern 43 next episode, and Green Lantern Annual number 2, part of the Bloodlines.
Oh yeah,
That's right, kids. You want to know where Nightblade got his start? Right here. And then in 2 weeks, part 1 of Trinity. Like I said, I split it into 2 weeks because it's 8 issues total. So
the first 4 issues of Trinity, then.
yeah, in 2 weeks it'll be Trinity number 1, Green Lantern 44, Legion 93 number 57, and Dark Stars number 11.
Cool.
And then the week after that will be part 2 from Green Lantern 45, Legion 93, 58, Dark Stars 12, and Trinity number 2. And
If I remember right, did maybe Gene Ha did the art?
I think
I
so.
don't know. I'll have to look that up. It's really nice art. Really nice.
Some of it, yeah. Because like I said, there's different series, so there's like different artists on everything.
I think he did the art on the Trinity main series, if I remember right. But I could certainly be wrong.
And wait till you kids see how Lobo spends all of Trinity. Wait till
I forget. I'm going to reread it.
Yes. All right, so
Somebody's reading ahead.
oh yeah, I told you I'm up. The next thing I got to read is Emerald Twilight. So, all right, kids. So send your thoughts. Email us capesandlunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can follow Sector 2814 on Facebook, on Twitter. Go join our Facebook fan group, The Book of Oa. Find links to all the social medias for all of our shows. Links to this YouTube channel. Please go subscribe. You can watch Matt Kona rock out.
Yeah.
And find links to the Patreon, links to merch, links to everything all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And remember, please support all things Southgate Media Group. Go to southgatemediagroup.com. Go subscribe to the Southgate Media Group YouTube channel, the Southgate Media Group Patreon, and of course pick up Pod Life the book, now digital and paperback. And when you do get that on Amazon or anything, use the link for Southgate Media Group right down there in the show notes. Help us support this show, the network, and that disembodied consciousness up to no good, Rob Master Doom Southgate. Wrong button.
Make it rain, so says Master Doom. Please kick me in the pants. Mark my words.
All right, Matt Kona, where can people find you and words of wisdom?
At Matt Kona, MATTKONA. If you want to interact with or see what my tour guide alter ego is doing, I have a Twitter that I used to mostly retweet things about Boston history at MMA BDT, and that's it. I'm very sleepy all the time.
It's got to be longer.
Not
I
right
need a
now.
full-length one. It's got to be longer. I need a full-length one.
I've been sneaking into nursing homes with bad intentions, and it takes its toll.
What a goodie.
And I'm visiting nursing homes with bad intentions.
See the quantum zone for that one joke, kids. All right, Will Allred, master of the core, master of the quantum zone. Where can people find your many written works?
You can find me at Wallred. That's at WALLRED. Gmail, Twitter, Facebook. I spend most of my time on Twitter. I think I have an Instagram. I should probably post to one of these days, but whatever. You can find my work, Crossover Division, at crossoverdivision.com. Here's the first issue, which is we kickstarted. The second issue succeeded on Kickstarter and was funded a little over a week ago, and I'm working on that right now. And then there's also Diary of Night at diaryofnight.com. That's good. And of course, we mentioned our guy Quasar. If you like anything about Quasar, you can always find out all kinds of cool information about him at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
They aren't even attempting to enter our orifices.
I hope it's going somewhere nice.
I'll put it in my navel.
Yay.
Star Blast, the gift that keeps on giving.
Thank you. And 1 number 2.
And then Mosaic, and then Guy Gardner, and then him.
Oh, don't forget Reign of the Superman. One of Ray's favorite characters, Mongol. A giant yellow alien. Alright. Come back next time. And Predator, Terminator, there's a cabin in the woods.
I am Connor from the House of L.
And I am Ray from the House of Zod.
We are two of the many, many survivors of Krypton's destruction, and we have made our home in Australia, and dare I say, have become Australians, for better or worse. But we have also decided to read Superman comics, read Superman books, watch Superman shows, cartoons, movies, basically everything Superman, and from an Australian perspective as well. Whether you're a seasoned fan, like me,
or whether you are coming in fresh, wide-eyed and wanting to learn more like me, then this podcast is for you. Join us for our bi-weekly adventures available on all good podcast catchers.
So just search for Last Sons of Krypton, a Superman podcast. We'll be coming to you from Australia or some cosmic dimension, wherever we are that week. Up,
and away.